Howdy's all. I'm Shane O'Brien, and today I'm going to be talking about what's on the screen behind me. Applying for a J1 visa. The J1 has been a rite of passage for Irish college students for as long as anyone can remember. But recent changes to the application process and a restriction on the number of visas issued by the US government has meant it is much harder to obtain a visa. But what exactly do these changes mean? And how hard is it to get a J1 visa? Well, luckily for you, I'm at the business end of my J1 application and can tell you exactly what it is like to go through the rigmarole of applying for a J1. Firstly, new J1 visas require that students are sponsored by US companies before entering the United States. These companies are almost always linked with travel agents like Say It or Use It, who charge students over the odds for almost nothing in return. There are ways around using these companies, but they're messy and complicated and require certain expertise in US legal documents and work permits, which isn't exactly every Irish student's forte. But what are these prices like that students are forced to pay? Well, Say It, who claim to be the cheaper agency, charge a €400 early bird standard fee. That fee expires on the 21st of December. That means you have to have every detail submitted to them before then. Otherwise, you're forced to pay €490, which is just €10 cheaper than UCIT's standard fee. On top of the standard fee, you have to pay a €270 insurance fee to either agency. That's regardless of whether you have insurance or not. You also have to pay €165 to them for an embassy fee, which is in fairness the standard embassy fee that you have to pay when going to the US Embassy, but you would think that would be in their standard program fee of €500. They also charge upwards of €30 for postage fees and a further €30 for administration fees, meaning you're paying over €850 right off the bat before even getting near booking flights. But what do you get in return for paying all this money? Almost nothing. Like, literally nothing. I mean, Say It and Use It both claim that they set up jobs for students, and to a certain extent they do. They set up jobs fairs, which is where a lot of people get the jobs that they end up in. I mean, I got a job there, a lot of my mates did. But they leave out a key detail, and that detail is that they don't help with jobs in California, which is by far the most popular spot for J1s. I mean, it's a pretty key detail to leave out. You don't find out until after you've paid. Me and my mates wanted to go to San Diego, and we only realised afterwards that there would be no help forthcoming if we went to San Diego, and we had to change our destination to Boston. In fairness, they do get through a lot of jobs vetting, which is compulsory to get into the United States, and they get through a lot of paperwork that will be difficult for a student to carry out when mixing it with a part-time job and studies. But for what you're paying, you really don't get that much, and so for value for money, I'm going to give them a 3 out of 10. In the brochure, Say It and Use It both claim that they provide housing assistance. This is stretching the truth to the absolute extreme. Their housing assistance manifests itself in providing links to rented accommodation websites and nothing more. They don't put you in contact with landlords, they don't tell you where not to go or where to go. They literally leave you on your own. I mean, we looked for 4 or 5 weeks, emailing landlord after landlord after landlord. Didn't get any replies. Eventually we got lucky, but that was through absolutely no help from Say It, which is the company that we went with. I mean, their suggestion is to book a hostel and try and get accommodation when you're over there. They absolutely do not help with rented accommodation, and for that I'm going to give them a 1 out of 10 in housing assistance. Students going on a J1 must also be wary that you have to book your flights through either travel agent. Now, these travel agents, this is actually probably a benefit rather than a drawback, or it definitely was for me anyway. My flight from Dublin to Boston, and then Boston to LA, and LA to Dublin, cost €750 a round trip. The same trip on Delta Airlines website cost $3,000 pre-tax, and on Aer Lingus it was €1,200. So you do save a bit of money. That's if you can stand being spammed about 97 million times in the process and being put under immense pressure to book as soon as possible. But it's a small price to pay for getting a really good deal. So I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 for their flights. Overall, how would I rate the J1 application? I'd give it It's poor, but it's necessary. I mean, Say It, in my case, got through a lot of paperwork that would have been really annoying to go through on my own. And they did set up my embassy visa, and they did get me a job, although not in the right city. I'd give them a 4 out of 10 for their services, but it's just, your hands are kind of tied, unless you feel yourself adept at US legal documents and work permits, in that case I would suggest go it alone. Try and work around them. If you've got contacts in the United States, hit them up. Try get a job without the help of Say It or Use It, and get that job vetted. And you're gonna have to start early because it's a lot of work. And if you don't mind mixing that with college work and part-time jobs or whatever, I would suggest doing it because you're paying so far over the odds, but they do cut out a lot of the messy stuff.